Hello and good day to you. Today's video we'll be making plain pancakes and garnishing the pancakes with cranberry sauce or whipped cream and strawberries. To make our pancake, a plain pancake, we need plain flour, salted or unsalted butter, anyone you prefer, but I'll be mixing both of them together or using either of them. Why I'm using that is to give taste, because we're not going to add sugar into the batter. So whatever you use to eat the pancake, that's where you're going to get your taste from. It's just going to be plain pancakes. This helps you if you don't know the taste of the person and you want to make pancakes. So if the person has a sweet tooth, the person can use golden syrup, and if the person don't have a sweet tooth, the person can use fruits, just plain fruits like that. But you just continue with the plain pancakes, and it can serve for anyone that can take in eggs or milk. And if you don't want to use milk, you can use water. So we're going to use, after the plain flour, we need milk. I'm using evaporated milk. You can use fresh milk, you can use skimmed milk, or you can use water if you want to. We need egg. I'll be using just one fresh egg raw because I just want to make a little one for myself. And for the butter, we'll be using salted or unsalted butter. I'll use either of them or I'll mix them together. It's just to grease the frying pan when we do the mixture. So if you don't want any taste in it, you can use unsalted. But if you want a little bit of salty taste to it, you can use salted butter. But if you still think that the salt might be too much from the salted butter, you can combine both of them together, and the salt in the salty butter will be tamed. So let's start. Okay, for the equipment, sorry about that. We'll need a plate and cutlery to serve our food. For the equipment, we'll need plates to receive the pancake and to eat our pancake from. So we have, and the cutlery is to go with it. And the cutlery is to go with it, the plate. So you can use either plate you want. You can use whisk if it's a large mixture, but if it's a small one, you can just use spoon to mix it. It's optional. You need a whisk if you desire. You can use a small spoon. You can use a spoon to stir it if it's just a small mixture. The batter is small. You need a fish slice or a toner, depending on where you're from, and so you need to turn the pancakes. You need a frying pan. The frying pan goes on the cooker, so you need a cooker or a burner. You need a mixing bowl to mix your batter. And lastly, okay, this goes together. You need a scale. This is optional. You can just use spoon and just measure and just put the quantity you need in the mixing bowl. And you need, if your weighing, it's nice to have a sieve so that you can sieve the flour and make it airy, so that you don't want lumps in your pancake. But if you don't have, that's fine, you can mix it. So now I'll just set in the scale. I always like turning the batteries when it's not in use. It saves the battery. from being on when it's not in use. So I've been in this battery for long. All I do is just turn the batteries both sides. I just turn it the wrong way. That is okay. It says it's a spring, and here's that protruding knob here. So what I do is that when it's not in use, I put this, is it the plus side? Okay, I put the plus side to the spring, and the flat side is protruding on, which is the wrong side, and this saves my battery from running when it's not in use. So now I want to use it. Oh, I need to put it on top. When you are using your scale, when you are using a scale, if it's an electronic scale, it's nice to put the bowl, the weighing bowl on top before you set the scale. That's because if you don't put the weighing bowl on top, when you put the weighing bowl, it weighs the bowl. But like so, it's not going to weigh the bowl. When it moves to the scale, it just goes to be 0. Okay, thank you. So you say, if I remove the bowl, it's going to read minus because something is missing, which makes it has started. So I just put this and just a little one. Let's just make it 4 and 3. Oh, I'm weighing. I'm weighing. I'm not just using. Okay, that's quite enough. So this is about 114 grams of flour. I think that's enough for it. It's just for myself, one, nothing much. That's the only thing we need to weigh. So just pour it in. And here we have our. So with a spoon, I didn't say we needed a spoon. We need a spoon. Sorry about that, we need a spoon. So with a spoon, I'm just going to try and make a well in the middle. Egg. Then you check that the egg, before you break your egg straight in, make sure you break it separately into a plate so that you check if it's good or not. So I'm just going to break this and see, okay, it's good. I don't want to spoil my butter. To make that mistake and the whole thing is pot. So I just put it in the middle. And if you want to, you can use this or you can use a whisk. But I'm going to add the milk. Just a little milk. Just a little first. Oh, I didn't measure it, okay? That's a mistake I made. No. Oh, you don't need to, okay, if you are using water or milk, you don't need to add much. Just a little first, then you mix. If it's too thick, you say you need it, you want it to be light, then you can add more. So I'm just going to it's too thick. You can see that it's too thick. The other part of the flour, we still have some plain flour around. It's very thick. It's going into like a dough. We want it to be light but not runny. So you can use your milk or water to lighten the mixture up to the consistency that you desire. So it's dropping, you can see it's pouring. If you want it as thick as that, that's fine. And because we are going to use an electric cooker, so that's a bit thick, but it's all right. You can make it lighter. Let's make it a bit lighter. Just add. So that's how you add your milk to make sure it lightens. If it's too light, it will be very thin. Your butter is going to be very thin, like a sheet of paper when you make your pancake. That's your pancake is going to be very thin, like sheet of paper. So if it's thick, you don't want it too thick because it's going to take longer to get cooked. I don't want it to be too thin, although it won't take longer to get cooked when it's thin, but it's going to be very, very thin. A thin one is nice, depending on what you want. You can wrap that one up and wrap it like tortilla wraps and put fillings in it, like fruit fillings. You can eat it the way you want. I don't like thick pancakes. I don't like it. All those thick, chunky pancakes. I don't like it. I just want it to be a little thin and a little thick. Just average. Just all right. Yeah, I think this one is all right. Yeah, it's a bit boring, but not too light. That's fine. So I'm just going to use a spoon so that you see how pouring it is. So this is it in the spoon, on the spoon, and that's, you can see how thick it is on the back of the spoon, and you can see how it is on the back of the spoon, how thick it is, and how it's dropping. So you can imagine how thick it is. All right, so that's before we start, we're supposed to put on our cooker. So I'm using an electric hob, and I'm going to place it on 3. I'm going to set the cooker on 3, so I'm just going to put it on, say it there. So I'm going to put the cooker on 3 because I want it to cook slowly. I'm using butter and I want it to cook slowly, so it's going to take a longer time for it to cook. With that, I need a little butter, so I'm going to put a little of the salted and unsalted. I'm going to mix them together. I'm going to do some, if you want to mix first. I think the first thing, if we are going to make the first one unsalted, then the second one will make it salted with salted butter, and the third one will make it with a mix. But because then the pan would have mixed with a little salted and a little unsalted. So I'm going to add a little butter, salted and unsalted, and we'll allow it to melt. Once it melts, to grease the pan, we'll put the butter in. So there's the unsalted. And we'll put it on the cooker. So we allow it to melt. For this, you can just increase the heat a little so that it melts quickly. But I don't encourage that because sometimes you forget that you increase the heat and you have burns. So now that the base of the pan is greased, if you want to, you can remove the butter. If you want, it's optional. You can leave that so that it cooks with the with a pancake. So I'm just going to serve some butter in. That should be enough. Remember that if you've increased the heat of the pan, you have to reduce it because of the butter. Low heat number 3, we allow it to cook. Because the heat is low, it may take some minutes. Take up to, let me say, 3 to 4 minutes for it to cook. So you need to check it. You will know when it's cooked because the surface of the surface of the butter is going to be, I think the butter is, so you can see the surface is let's go closer. You can see that the surface is a bit looking different, not watery. That tells us that it's ready to flip. Just going. And then I'll flip. No, it was already burning. I do this to make sure that every part of the pancake touches the butter. That every part gets cooked. And here, this one we don't need to leave it for long. You can flip it on the second side to see if it's properly cooked. If you want it double brown. And we'll leave it for some minutes, not too long, then it's ready. So it's ready. Just going to pick it, and here we go. You can bend it if you want to. If you don't want to, you can leave it flat. It's optional, so I'll leave it flat. So let's make another one. Same process. If you notice the butter is just little on the pan, I'm just going to add a little to it because I don't want my butter sticking to the pan, or my pancake sticking to the pan. time I'll make it 4. If you don't spread it, it's just going to be concentrated on one spot. So we allow this one to cook for longer than the previous one because it's a bit thick. Because we just place them one spot. Ready, we have 2 here round. Next one we're just going to just a little butter, just going to put a little butter. And we'll leave this to cook for a very long time because this one is much. And we'll leave this one to cook for a longer period of time. Just we'll check it in 3 minutes time to make sure it's ready. So if you just if you've discovered that the edges that you didn't put enough before the flipping, and maybe you find out that it's not going to be enough, or the other side of the pancake is going to stick, you can just put a little butter at the edge of the pancake or the pan here, close to the pancake, all around. And then just tilt the pan until the butter melts and moves all around. Then you can use your fish slice or turner to see if it will lift properly. But if it's not lifting properly, you know you need enough butter on that part. So you just lift and put a little butter there and make sure it melts, and you tilt until, and that will help to release the pan. Because sometimes we do the first side and we forget, maybe it's not enough for the second side. So for that's when you discover that you need butter for the second side, then you can do that. But if you have enough for the first and the second side, why not if not? So just flip it again to check if it's properly cooked. I'll turn it again and make sure it's cooked properly. I'll leave it for longer this time. You see how it releases easily? Yeah, that's it. And our pancake is ready, so I'm just going to take it and put it for this one. And here we have our pancake. We have the first one, the second one, and the third one. So I'm just going to place it on top. Just put our cutlery. So just put the strawberries on top. Just put some. Now put an odd number. Okay, so we have our strawberries on top. It's going to take it. If you want to use cream, you can use cream. You just whip the cream and pour it. You can put it at the side so that you can put the cream at the side here, or any of the side, so that the eater can or the guest can take the quantity of cream they need and put it on it, because if you put it too much, some won't like it. So yeah, we have so we can put a little of our cranberry sauce. We just put it to the side, or you can put it on top. Well, I prefer putting it to the side so that the guest or the eater can take whatever they desire. They might say they don't like it, and that will be a problem. So put it aside and let them take see if they like it, and if they don't, or if they don't like it. But if you are the eater, you can just put it on top, put the strawberries over the depending on how you like it. I prefer it on the side. If you are the eater, if you prefer it on top, you can do that and put the strawberries there. So just put one strawberry so that I don't forget that I have something there to eat. So I just kind of put it there. Okay, so we have something on the plate. You can drizzle it if you like golden syrup. I don't like golden syrup with my pancakes, so I'm not going to use that. As I said earlier, I'm the one eating it, and I have to do it to my taste. I'm not going to make something then bean it. No, I'm going to make it and I'm going to eat it. So I'm going to do it the way I like to eat my pancakes. And remember, the taste is going to come, if it's salted butter, the taste is going to come from the salted butter and it's going to come from the sauce. But if you didn't use salted butter, use unsalted butter, the taste is going to come from the sauce. So until then, I'm just going to lift my pancake and put it on the white plate so that you see how clear it is. Garnishing. So it's brighter. Whiter, the red would make it come out a little. So just going to use my spoon. Just going to move them here. Or you can put it. So this time, let me put it on top. Then put this sauce up here. And you can make your sauce water-free by just beating it, and it become so it won't be this solid. So here we go. So here's our pancake. Let's put it properly. So here's our pancake. I think this pops better than the red one. So you can use, if you want to use whipped cream, You can use whipped cream or double cream. You can beat it and just pour it over it. And you see how different of plate can bring out different color of plates colors can bring out the beauty of the food, can make it attractive. You can use the sugar syrup if you want to drizzle it on, or you use even if you want to use white chocolate. Or so with this, I can serve the pancake to anyone, and the person will decide whether they want to use golden syrup, whipped cream, or double cream, or they'll just go with fruit conserved like this. Until next time, happy cooking, and remember, you are the host. Bye for now. Treat yourself well. Bye for now. Thank you.